Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Well, I'm working on that list of different recipes some of you YouTube followers are wanting me to make. And today I decided I'm going to do Rachel's request of pumpkin bread. We're almost Thanksgiving for the Americans, and yeah, I know I'm an American also. I live in North America. But for some reason they split it up between Canada and US. We have different dates. So anyway, we're going to make a low-carb pumpkin bread. And I'm sure you're really going to enjoy it. And we've got it just in time for Thanksgiving. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with our dry ingredients. And I weighed a lot of my ingredients. I just find it works better to get the best results. So I have my almond flour. I have 128 grams of almond flour, and 30 grams of coconut flour. A couple little lumps in there. We're going to have to work at getting them all settled. And then 20 grams of psyllium husk. Now, my psyllium husk, it was a little bit flaky, so I put it in the food processor and I processed it one more time just to make it really, really fine. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin spice, and I just emptied the container, so that means I'm going to have to go get some more. And I'm using Clubhouse. It's a nice pumpkin spice. And let's put in 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And a half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. And now we're going to add in a cup of powdered erythritol. I'll mix this all together. And I like it powdered because I just do that as soon as I get my erythritol. I buy it, throw it in the food processor, powder it all, and then I have it ready every time I'm ready to make something. It just dissolves a lot quicker and easier if you powder it. And we'll start working with our wet ingredients. Now I have my butter. I weighed it. It was 84 grams of butter. And I'm just going to whip this up. Soft butter. Now that looks pretty silly. I've got it all smushed on my bowl. It's a little bigger, but I wanted to use this bowl for all my ingredients. So I'm just going to clean that off a little bit. Now we're going to add in our pumpkin puree. And that is 220 grams of pumpkin. Now, part of this is from the can, and part of it is from my fresh pumpkin that I baked and bagged, put in the freezer. Now, don't be concerned that the butter's lumpy or whatever. It'll all dissolve in the long run, so don't be worried about that at all. We're going to add in our 4 eggs. Beat them up. Okay, let me just get my spatula. Clean up a little bit off the sides so I can get it all. Whoops, splatted on the floor. Not good. And now we're going to put 1 teaspoon of maple extract in. And I used Clubhouse. I actually find it hard to find the maple extract, and I kind of lucked out. I was volunteering at the Salvation Army, and they happened to have a whole bunch of them, so I bought a whole bunch of them because I do struggle finding them without having to order them online. Okay, so now we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. And we're going to mix this all up. Okay, and the last bit of liquid is I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of liquid stevia. And the brand name I use is Now. And I'm using it, I won't use it by itself, I don't like the aftertaste, but I find if you combined it with erythritol or your other sweeteners, it just works a lot better and I don't get that aftertaste. I can't stand the aftertaste of it. Everybody's different. You might like it, but it's just something I don't like. So I'm just going to gradually put in the dry ingredients, and I'm just going to mix it here just to make sure I get everything. And like I said, don't be too concerned about the butter being a little lumpy because it all distributes well and it melts and it'll be delicious. And now you can see the butter that was kind of hardened on the sides is all come off the bowl. So just keep adding them in. Your xylitol, powdered xylitol, has a few little lumps in it, and by the time I'm finished I'll have it all dissolved in there. So if you just do it gradually, putting the dry ingredients, you'll find that it will mix a lot better than trying to throw it all in at once. So this was a request from Rachel. She was hoping that I would do, I think it was a blackberry crumble also, but I thought Thanksgiving, let's do pumpkin. There we go. I think we got it mixed up really well. And you can also use your electric beater if you'd like. I just put my electric beater in there just to make sure I've got it mixed well. And now we're going to grease our 5x9 pan, our loaf pan, and we are going to get ready to bake this loaf. So this is my 5x9 loaf pan, and I just take parchment paper and a little square of butter, and then I just start spreading it around so that I can grease the pan up nice so nothing sticks. I just tasted the dough here, the batter. Oh my gosh, delicious. Excited to give it a try once I can show you guys on my video. There we go. Now, let's take our you can smell the pumpkin spice. It smells so good. And I'm going to have to work on getting this all leveled out. And I'll work on that because I don't want the video to be too long for you guys. So I just took my little utility knife and I just went along and tried to smooth it out as much as I possibly could. Just so that the top looks nice when it's finished. Okay, we're going to put this in the oven at 350 middle rack. And I just took it out of the oven. It was in there for 50 minutes, exactly. I've already been into this eating. It is so delicious. I just wanted you to see the whole thing all made up. It popped out of the pan really quickly. I did it for 50 minutes, but I'm going to say the edges were starting to get a little too dark, and I would do it a little bit less. But just double check when you're baking your actual loaf or bread. It's delicious. Great flavor. It's still warm. But I would even say it's probably even better when it's cooled off a little bit. One of my favorites. So Rachel, this was your request. I hope you give it a try. It's delicious. Now to me, pumpkin loaf and bread are kind of the same thing, so I'm hoping this is what you're looking for, because it's delicious and it'd be great for Thanksgiving and quick and easy to make. So if you'd like to try this low carb pumpkin bread or loaf, just go to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com and try it. You'll really like it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.